Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So, similar pattern brewing on all US markets, to be honest. So, firstly, we looked at this as a flag yesterday. Okay, and now we've broken that flag to the downside. So, it's a fairly strong bit of structure. We have targeted this gap, and the gap is still open on the 8 hour because I don't believe a tail closes a gap. I'd want to see a body close down there. We have no diversions at the moment here. We've kind of got a double bottom on the oscillators. And, the rule of thumb here is when you do break structure like this, in the opposite direction of what the flag is supposed to go, there's a 25% probability of it continuing, and there's a 75% probability of it bouncing back in here, breaking and continuing up. So I'm a little bit reluctant to be chasing shorts here, and if you pay very close attention, let's just get this level. That is a pin bar off structure. Okay. Now, the structure we're looking at is basically that tail, and then you've got something there. You'll probably find, if you look at this on the weekly, you're going to see quite a bit of interaction at this area. There's another one there. A lot going on in this zone. It can extend a little bit further as well, so we just need to keep that in the back of our mind. But when we start drilling down, you'll see pin bar as well. So for the 8 hour and the 3 hour, the long trade happens on a break above 34484. So the 1 hour is pretty much big move down. There's a bit of noise on oil right here, and then came down. Then the buyer stepped in and brought it back up. So yes, we are in a downward trend. Yes, we have broken some pretty significant structure, but we're also bouncing off some pretty significant structure. So I'm a little bit reluctant to be jumping in and chasing shorts right now. The way that the moving averages here are coming together on the 50-minute as well is something which is just giving you the cue. And you can see on the 50 minutes, ever so slightly below the level, but if I move to the left, I'll probably be able to fine tune this level on the 50-minute chart, and that would be a valid engulfing bar. So obviously I'd prefer to see a double bottom here rather than this, because this is a V reversal at the moment, and V reversals are extremely rare, so I wouldn't want to be trading that. But nevertheless, in saying that, first area of interest for me to see if this thing is going to start moving to the upside is going to be a break and retest of 34484. Problem is I have this diagonal above me as well, so that's not really a decent area to jump in, because it'll probably reject off this as well. So one bit of logic would be break this, bounce off there, come back, find support here. That gives me my entry for a break back into this flag. And then you can pick any one of these tails here as your take profit. The other scenario, and this is the bearish view, and this is the only thing that I would be looking at from a bearish perspective, is if we do get below this 34,337, I'd want to see us move a couple of bars down, come back, test it, and then start rolling. That would be the signal for the short and the stop above there. Now that's kind of the structure that I've got at the moment, which I think is the most logical one. This squeeze here of the moving averages, even though it is after hours, is fairly significant, and you can see how close they were yesterday until the noise came out. So this thing was brewing yesterday to bounce off this level, and you would have seen there would have been buyers coming in here, and that's basically stop losses triggered here. Yeah, and then people taking people killing their stop losses, and then more. So yeah, so I think that's kind of my view at the moment. It's just wait for a break above 34484, wait for structure, but you want to see structure. In other words, I want to see a break pull back, find support, should coincide with a moving average crossover and the oscillator crossover, and that would give you a fairly decent long entry. Just be wary that it is actually trying to guess the bottom, but the confidence I've got is based on the level of support just below us. If this support gives way, same scenario, then I'm waiting for a pullback onto it, because I don't want to be trapped. So you take it on the break, jump in, put my stop here, and then immediately it reverses and then comes above the top there. So you want to wait for the break, you want to wait for the pullback, starts rejecting that area, jump in, stop just above that, the price action that tells you that that is a rejection, and then you're looking for a short. And again, target area is going to be really tough to point out exactly, because it could be as little as that, 34,268, or it could even be further down to come and test these things. My opinion is it's not going to be that far. If it does break the downside, I think you're going to be stuck in this zone, just based on what you see on the daily and what you see on the weekly. I mean, look at that. That is a fairly strong zone that we have broken to the upside. And remember, this big inverse head and shoulders here is still very much in play. Okay, anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. It is going to be messy whichever way we look at it. There's confusion all over the place. You look at the oscillators here on the daily, you look at the crossover there, but when you get to the weekly, we're still very much in an uptrend, and that's a weekly inverse head and shoulders, and this is a pullback to come and test it. That's kind of my view at the moment. So any break below this, I think I'd want to see a weekly close below it and then a pullback, and then I'll change my tune to say, right, now we need to start looking for more moves deeper down. But at the moment, this to me is just a pullback to come and test structure on all levels. Okay, anyway, that's it for me today. Be cautious today, especially on this Dow Jones. I think the DAX and S&P is a little bit more structured and less risk than what I'm seeing here. But nevertheless, the scenario is the same on all three, which is always an indication that something's brewing. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.